Hello and welcome to the port security video made by me, Jacob Booman, and Connor Stacker. So the purpose of port security is to secure switch ports on your network from unknown devices by preventing said devices from forwarding packets. Switch ports that cannot use port security are trunk ports and ether channel ports. They must be configured as access ports. If an unauthorized device tries to forward packets, it will generate a violation. When it comes to port security, there are three different types of violation types you can choose from: shutdown, protect, and restrict. Shutdown: when a violation of this type occurs, it will place the offending interface in an error-disabled state. The port will remain in this state until the interface is shut down and brought back up, so running shut down and no shut on the interface. This is the default violation state. You don't have to, whenever you enable port security, this will be the default. The next state is protect. When a violation occurs in this mode, the switch port will permit traffic from known MAC addresses to continue sending traffic while dropping traffic from unknown MAC addresses. When using this mode, no notification message is sent when a violation occurs. The last violation is restrict, which is when a violation occurs in this mode, the switch port will permit the traffic from the known MAC address to continue sending traffic while dropping the traffic from unknown MAC addresses. However, unlike the protect violation type, a message notification is sent when the violation occurs. Port security also allows network admins the ability to limit the number of MAC addresses on a given port, thus regulating network traffic. They can be set on switches in a variety of different ways: static, which is of course manual configuration; dynamic collection of MAC addresses. They are collected from the devices that are connected to their ports and stored in the secure MAC address table, and will be lost if the port goes down or the switch turns off. And the final form is sticky. I think this form should be referred to as dynamic sticky because it does everything dynamic does, but it also stores the MAC address in the config file so that it is retained after either reboot or the interface is rebooted, which is why it is sticky. The useful show commands that will be used in the later packet tracer are show port security, which is used to show port security on all ports. Show port security interface, and the interface you want to look at, which is a specific look at the interface that you want to use. And then with the last one is show port security address, which will bring up the secure MAC address table that has been generated for the device. Now that we've finished talking about port security, we can go and jump into packet tracer and look at these packet tracer file. I have three different scenarios set up. You can see that the user and unauthorized user are both connected to a hub. This is to simulate the plugging and unplugging in of the cable into this switch port so that I don't have to sit here and plug in all these cables. So the first one we're going to do is the shutdown and static. So you're going to go into global config. You're going to want to go to the interface that we are looking at, or that we are going to be using as the port security. You're going to want to switch the port to an access port. You're going to want to enable port security. You're going to want to specify the violation type. In this case, it's shutdown, and since that is default, you don't have to specify the violation, but I'm going to. We also have to now enter the MAC address of the approved user, which in this case it is 001 D69. Caps don't matter, so just put in the MAC address and away you'll go. That is all the configuration you need to have this set up and working. And this command is also not needed. So literally all it is switch to an access port, enable port security, and specify the MAC address. So now we'll go and we will ping from the authorized user to the default gateway to generate some generic traffic. You can see that the traffic is allowed. You can see that if we go into here and if we try and ping the default gateway with our unauthorized user, it will immediately shut down the interface and tell us that it's shut down and generate a violation. The show commands that we can use to troubleshoot and also see what's going on are, the first one is do show port-security. I'm going to abbreviate it to portsec. You can see that here's the interface that we are looking at. It's a summary of all the ports. So in this case, we only have one port, but we will eventually have 3. So you'll be able to see that. The MAC address, the max amount of secure addresses is 1. The current address is 1. The violation is 1 because the violation was just formed. And the action is shut down. If you want a more specific look, you can specify the interface. See all our configuration that we went through. You can see the addresses, and then you can see the last address to contact through this port, which in this case is our unauthorized user. So you can use that to maybe find your unauthorized user. You can see the violation count. To get this interface to come back up as it is down now, you have to shut down the interface and bring the interface back up. So now it is all peachy. Next, we're going to move on to the protect dynamic, and we will go back into the next interface. In this case, it's 2. We will switch it to an access port. We will enable port security. We will specify the violation. This time it's going to be protect. And to get it to be dynamic, all we have to do is, well, in this case, I'm going to also specify the MAC addresses. To be 1. We have to generate traffic from the authorized user to get its address put in the address table, because if we use this one to ping first, it will put its MAC address in there as the secure MAC address that should be using it, and we don't want that. So now if we go and do the same show commands we've been doing, do show portsec, see that the MAC address is 1, current address is 1, the security violation is 0. I didn't ping from here. I will do that. You'll see that the ping will not go through, and it will not generate a notification, and it will not generate a violation. If we look at the specific interface again, in this case it's 2, we see that port security is enabled, it's up, violation mode's protect, the MAC addresses, and then we can see that the last MAC address to contact that port is the unauthorized user. We can also go, and our last show command is address, so that we can see the MAC address, like the secure MAC address table. We can see that on VLAN 1 of FA01, we can see that a secure MAC address of this was set, which we did. We can see that this MAC address right here was set, and it's dynamically configured, and it will stay in this table until the interface is brought down and brought back up, or the switch is reloaded. If we move on now to the third scenario here, we will switch to the interface. We will make it an access port. We will enable port security. We will specify the violation. In this case, it's going to be restrict. We will set how many MAC addresses the switch should keep, and then we should switch, or we should define how the MAC address should be stored. In this case, we want it to be sticky. Same as the previous scenario, we're going to want to ping or generate traffic with the authorized user first, so that its MAC address gets put in the table, not the unauthorized user. We can see now if we go into this guy that the ping is not going to be successful. So now if we go do the show commands we've been doing, we can go in and we can see that the max secure address is 1. The current address that we have set up is 1. You see that the current violation count is 2, but it should be 4. I didn't let all the packets go through. They haven't finished up yet. So it should be 4 for a ICMP ping. And we can see that the action is restrict. We can go in and see it on an interface basis. See that port security is enabled. The status is secure up. Mode is restrict. MAC addresses. We can see again that the last MAC address to contact it was the unauthorized user, and you can now see that the violation count has gone up to 4. And then if we go ahead and go look back at the address table, secure MAC address table, we can see that the address that is put into the table is this address, which is the correct user address. You can see that it's attached to port 0403. And then we can also go into the running config. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Go into the running config, we can go to the interfaces, and we can see that its address is also put in the running config so that it stays in the MAC address table after the interface is brought down and brought back up, and also if the system is rebooted. Just like how we would configure it if it was static. See, there is no address saved here. That is all I have for you guys. I hope this helps. Thank you for watching.